hard for parents, mothers, sisters, fathers. I know some of you feel overwhelmed already. I feel it too. But yeah, that is what this YouTube channel is about. My name is Nicola Jenisoa, and I'm here to show you parents out there simple and inexpensive creative activities you can do with your little ones. That's from 1-year-old to 3-year-olds. I know we don't want them just watching TV the whole time. So we're going to be coming up with creative ways to play with them. They will be playing but studying on the side. How cool is that? Yeah. So on today's episode, we'll be looking at water activities. Just 3 activities you can do with your little one. Everybody loves water, and especially kids. They do, I'm sure you know. The first rule is don't be worried about the mess the kids are going to make because it's water. So definitely mess is supposed to be expected. Yeah. Dear kids, we want them to be kids and enjoy themselves being children. So let's go straight into it. So for the first activity, which is sponge and water transfer, all you need is 2 bowls, some water, and sponge, or a foam or any material that can absorb water. It's very simple, I know. So you just pour water in 1 bowl. Depending on how old your child is, you can decide to make it more or less, or how long you want the child to do it for. So you put water in 1 bowl. Then you put the sponge in it. So the whole concept is for the child to transfer the water in this bowl into this container using the sponge. I know it sounds interesting, so let's try it. Soak it in water. Then squeeze it here. So you have to do it with a child. You need to demonstrate it. So you do the first one for the child. Put it in water. Let it soak. And transfer it here. Trust me, your child is really going to enjoy this. Here. So they kept doing it till all the water is finished. You can make it more interesting by adding soap to it and making it soapy with all the bubbly, feel to it. Or you can add food color to it to make it look more interesting for the child. But this is just it. This is just basic. And this could take the child maybe 30-40 minutes. And because you are basically doing this, their attention is here, their focus is here, and it helps them with concentration. Alright, so that's the end of the first activity. Woo! It's wet in here. I told you already. Just enjoy the process with your child, basically. Alright, so for the second activity, similar to the first one, but we'll be fetching water with different objects. A cup, a ladle, spoon, or any other objects that you have available that can actually fetch water. This activity actually helps the child with the hand and eye coordination. So the child pays attention to holding the ladle or the cup, whatever it is, and fetching water from here to the other container. Also, it lets the child know the different capacity of the different objects. So for example, if it's a cup can take more water. The ladle, compared to the cup, it takes less. And if it's a spoon, yeah, less water. But basically, you just want the child to know these things and also to increase their concentration when they're doing this. So let's start. You do the ladle. So you can do maybe 2 or 3 different rounds. The first time, you let the child use the ladle. And you can time the child. They like a little bit more of challenges or like a competition-ish, something like that. So you can time the child and see how much or how fast he or she can fetch the water with the ladle, for example. You don't need to change the water. You can use the same water. And like I said, you can add food color to it to make it more interesting for the child. Take the cup, fetch it, so the child learns how to hold the cup. Fetch water in here, fetch water in here, and there you have it. An alternative will be to use a bottle, a plastic bottle, and let the child fill it as well. That also works. So that is for the second activity. All right, now we have the final activity for today under the water activities. This is what we call the water painting. Basically, we just paint with water. You can use your hand, the child can use a hand or a fork, but please use a plastic one, something that's much safer. Or you can just use pencil and put a sponge on it, dip it and just brush it with it. But you have to do this with your child. So let's start with the hand. Put your hand in the water and just make hand shape. See? Yay! The child will just enjoy this, just making hand shapes. You can do the fork, put the fork in water and make, see the shapes it makes. Yay! More water. Or you can use a sponge to paint. And there you have it. Very simple, inexpensive, simple activities that keeps your child occupied, but at the same time helps with their fine motor skills development. All right, I feel like one of my kids right now. All right, that's the end. All right, so this brings us to the end of today's episode on water activities. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. Do try it with your toddlers and let me know how it goes. I would love to hear feedback from you parents. If you have other suggestions or other things you would like me to talk about, I'll be glad to do that. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe so that anytime I upload a new video, you get notifications. I'll be uploading new videos every Thursday, so be looking forward to it. But this week, this is what you can do. You can do all the water activities with your kid and they will have a great time. Stay safe, wash your hands, sanitize, wear your mask, and see you next time. Bye.